Whether you are new in dispatching or you're an existing dispatcher, you are probably wondering what in the hell you're going to do when you get past working with 5 to 7 trucks. Because once you get past 5 to 7 trucks, it is impossible for you to scale and keep going by yourself. You're going to experience burnout. You're going to be the only person answering calls. You're going to be the only person picking up phone calls from carriers. You're the only person chasing down invoices, dealing with the factoring company, updating your TMS or your transportation management software. You're the only person onboarding carriers. You're the only person marketing. Oh my God. You're the only person doing everything. And that's not easy to do. Okay. So what this is going to create is a situation where you become exhausted, overwhelmed, and really wondering why this business feels more stressful than you working your job, or if it's even worth you staying in business, okay? Now, my name is Coach G, and my job is to help you not feel like that. I help trucking professionals become CEOs of their businesses by implementing systems and creating situations where you are managing and no longer exchanging your time for money, okay? Today, we're gonna be discussing 3 reasons why you can't scale alone and what to build instead to make sure that you don't, okay? So when every single task in your business requires you, reason number 1, you are the bottleneck, okay? Growth stalls the moment that you're tired, you're sick, or you're busy. So if anything happens to you, you become the bottleneck in your business and you no longer can complete the tasks that need to be done to actually run your business, right? That's a ticking time bomb. And a bottleneck is the point in your business where everything slows down because one person or one process or one system can't keep up with the demand of your business, okay? So let me give you a visual because I know bottleneck is a different term and for those that aren't in supply chain, right? So imagine you're pouring a gallon of water into a 2-liter bottle of soda, okay? The water can only flow as fast as the narrowest part of that bottle, okay? So you're pouring this water in and the top of that bottle, the narrowest part is the size of a quarter. So imagine that gallon of water is a bottleneck because now you're losing water on the flow, people tripping and slipping and sliding, your bottle ain't getting filled up, all types of problems, okay? So in those situations and in your dispatch business, it's just like that, okay? You might be that narrow part, that quarter size opening of the bottle for your business, okay? And in you doing so, you're the only one booking loads. You're the only one handling the carriers. You're the only one making invoices and submitting them to the factoring company. You're the only person marketing and you're troubleshooting all the problems. So even if there's more of an opportunity out there, if you can take on more clients or if your marketing is working and it's ready to direct more clients to you, you can't take that on because you can't handle it, okay? And all of these things start to get backed up because everything's waiting on you, baby. All right, so that's why you can't scale alone. Your growth will always be capped by the number of hours that you can personally work yourself and the energy that you have to give. Okay, so it is important that if you want to grow past survival mode in your business, it's going to be important that you widen that neck, right? We need a bigger vessel to receive all of that darn water. Maybe we need a tub. Maybe we need a bucket. Okay, but we need to widen that neck in order for you to be able to grow and scale your business. So what does that look like in a dispatch company? We hire help. Right? We hire dispatchers that can handle other drivers. We delegate job tasks. We hire an operations manager to come in and implement certain operations into our business, workflows and things like that to make sure that things flow smoothly. Okay? We automate tasks that we have to do, whether we have an onboarding process, and you can check out my other video on our simple onboarding process that allows me to onboard carriers, up to 10 carriers smoothly at a time. Okay? I'll put the link for you over here somewhere. But ensure that you go through, you get these things automated and built in and build systems so that your business can run without everything passing through you first. Okay. If your business cannot take you stepping away for 2 weeks or a month at a time and you still make money, baby, you are the bottleneck. You are the problem and you are the issue. And if this is a new business venture or something that you're looking to get into, you need to be forward thinking about these things. That way, when you get to that 5 carrier mark, you're not worried about what to do next. You know to hire help, you know to automate repeatable tasks, and you know to implement and build out systems and SOPs or standard operating procedures in your business, okay? And if you are interested, I want you guys to check out our Dispatch Masterclass. The link to sign up is going to be right down in the description box below. Here I go over how to start a dispatch business without a 9-to-5, without leaving your 9-to-5, without having a CDL, and without having any experience. And I go over all of those things, steps on actually starting the business, how to get your first client, how to manage how much money you make, and how to create repeatable tasks in your business, automate, delegate, all of those things for free. So sign up right there at the link in the description. So let's get into reason number 2. You don't have repeatable systems in your business, okay? If you don't have SOPs and automations or templates, you're not scaling, you're just surviving. One of my mentorship students literally was hospitalized. And in another one of my videos, I tell you guys about how I became hospitalized and I didn't have these things, okay? And I had to shut down my business. With my client who went through my mentorship program, she literally sent me this text message telling me how she was hospitalized. And because she had implemented those SOPs, her children were able to run her business for her while she was in the hospital. And she didn't miss a beat or miss any money. Do you know how life-changing that is? Right? These are the things that these corporate 500, corporate 50, Fortune 50 companies have that you have to be implementing in your business, whether you're big or small. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 SOPs or standard operating procedures that that are going to be bottom line non-negotiable for your dispatch company. Okay, so the purpose of these SOPs are to ensure that things are done properly and in order, right? That everything is done the exact same way, so there's no gray area, there's no issues, and there's no questions. All right. So the first one that you're going to need is a load booking and carrier communication standard operating procedure or SOP. So this is going to be a step-by-step process for checking lane rates, for negotiating with brokers, and for confirming load details. The next, the thing that this is going to help cover is any required documents that are needed when you're booking loads. So that's your COIs or certificates of insurance for your carrier, how to complete the carrier packet, making sure that they sign that limited power of attorney in your dispatch agreement. Also, it's going to cover communication protocol for updating carriers on pickup, delivery, times, detention pay, how to go about requesting those things, layovers, emergencies, right? Time frames in which they should contact you, your business hours, what's considered professional, what's considered not professional. And then any red flags to avoid any freight fraud or incomplete rate confirmations, right? Things that could potentially hinder money that can be made with these loads, right? So that's your load booking and carrier SOP. The next one that you should have is your carrier onboarding and compliance SOP. And the purpose of your carrier onboarding and compliance SOP is just to streamline how new carriers are brought into your company or into your system and making sure that they still remain DOT compliant, right? So this SOP will cover things like how to collect, verify, and store carrier documents within your business. Also compliance checks, how often you're going to be checking their CSA score and what you're going to be doing to help them mitigate chances of them increasing that score. Their welcome email, the call script when you're onboarding them and setting expectations for communication and the rates, their CPM or their cost per mile, understanding all of those things in their business, and then how to enter that data into your TMS, your transportation management system, or /CRM, your customer relationship management system. Okay, I'm giving y'all so much juice. All right, even telling y'all what these acronyms mean that you be hearing people pop out. Okay, so why is crucial? Proper onboarding prevents legal issues. Okay, it sets the tone for the relationship, for the business that you are, and it ensures that carriers meet your standards. Okay, when I say it sets the tone, this is what I'm talking about. How many of you are always wondering, well, dang, how do I make sure that the carrier pays me? Like, you know, coach, how do you make sure that you get paid? Because I don't work with the ratchets. That's why. Okay? Because I make sure that when they deal with my brand, that they know, oh, okay, I know where I'm at. Let me read the room. Okay? That's how. So you setting these expectations and doing your business this way is going to position you, right, to make sure that you are attracting the type of quality clients that you need. And number 3 is your invoicing and broker payment tracking SOP. Because we want to make sure that these carriers get paid. It's our job. Okay, so the purpose of this is just to maintain healthy cash flow and ensure payments are collected on time and that things get paid out. Because, baby, if your carrier doesn't get paid, you don't get paid. And that's a whole problem. All right, so we want to make sure that we have some type of SOP or operating procedure to map how that works. So how do we submit invoices to their factoring company if they're not using a factoring company? How do we submit invoices to those brokers if we're doing quick pay or whatever? If we need a voided check, we need those things ironed out. Are there deadlines for invoicing or follow-up timelines that we want to stick to? Is there a tracking system that we're using for outstanding payments, which you should be using your TMS? Okay, yes, you need a TMS. Okay. And then any escalation steps for if they have late payments or they don't pay or there's disputes, right? We need to map that process out, okay? And that's going to be crucial for you, even if profitable loads can sink your business if payments are delayed. So what good is it if you just got $3 plus a mile, but you ain't getting paid for it, right? So we need to make sure that we have those things mapped out so that we don't have any issues, so that our clients can feel comfortable and we can feel comfortable in knowing that they got their money, so ain't no reason you shouldn't be giving me mine. What they say, and we ain't beefing about no carrier, we want them racks, okay? All right, reason number 3, you're operating in fear and not faith. Everybody around here talk about they believe in God, but one little sign of a hiccup, oh my God, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if I'm going to make any money. I don't know if I'm going to get any clients. Be quiet. I would have told you to shut up, but I don't want to be rude. I want y'all to like me, okay? Actually, I really don't care. I really don't care. But anyways, stop with the negative self-talk, okay? Most dispatchers know they need help. You know you're going to need help. You know you're starting to expand. You know you're starting to grow in your business, but you're afraid to hire, right? We got to snap out of that. Okay, you're afraid to invest. Scared money don't make no money. And it takes money to make money. So you have to give back and invest back into your business. And you're also afraid to let go. And yeah, I was guilty of that. I was a little afraid to let go. I'm still a little afraid to let go, but that's because Coach got control issues. Don't be like Coach. Be like what I'm telling you to be. Okay? Anyways. So, CEOs build teams, y'all. Okay, CEOs build teams. I'm about to hurt somebody's feelings. You're not a CEO if you don't have any employees, baby. My feelings got hurt. Okay, I'm sorry. Somebody bust my bubble. I was in the Goldman & Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program, and I was down there talking about I'm a CEO around all these other people, and my mentor said, well, how many employees do you have? And I said, well, I don't have any. It's just me. She said, so then what are you the CEO of? Right. Okay, so real CEOs build teams. So that's your job. As the visionary, it is your job to plug and play people into spaces to make your vision come to life and to make your vision come true. They don't babysit tasks, okay? Rule of thumb, you can expect everyone you hire to work at a 60% capacity of what you do. So think about your 100% and then think about your 60%. And that's what your employees are going to do. They're going to give you 60% of your 100%. Now, you may have some outliers that do come up and can give you 100%, but a majority of them, the expectation is 60%, okay? And I'm also here want to give you another piece of game right here as well, too, and let you know that your first hire is not an assistant, okay? My other mentor, colleague, and friend bust my bubble with that as well. She told me, your first hire was an assistant and you really should have hired an operations manager, right? And it burst my bubble because, when you get to thinking you a CEO, you be thinking you need an assistant. Nah, baby. You need somebody who can get your operations and your procedures in check so that you can prepare and be ready for scale when it happens, okay? So we really want to focus in on ensuring that we are moving like CEOs and not in desperado as just regular self-employed people, because that's not who you are. You are starting a dispatch company. You are running a dispatch company. You are a business owner, baby. Okay? So I need you to act like it. I need you to get the mental precepts and the mental mindset that that is who you are. All right. So let's recap. And again, if you're tired of spinning your wheels and you want to build something sustainable, all of these SOPs that I'm talking about, plus an additional 20 are all included in my programs. My students get these things from day one. Okay, so I'm not like everybody else. I don't care about you learning how to work the load board because that's not going to make you 6 figures 3 years in a row. That ain't what's going to do it, baby. Okay, these SOPs, the organization, the CEO mindset, you building in customer relationships, you focusing on customer experience, you building up your knowledge, you actually becoming a business owner, that's what gives you multiple 6 figures a year. So if you haven't already, you should be running to the description box to register for that free masterclass so you can get the free game. Okay? So number one, to recap, you are your own bottleneck. Stop trying to pour and widen the neck. So we got to get some employees. We got to figure out what we need to do to make that happen. Number two, no systems equals no scales. You got no juice, baby. You have no systems, no repeatable tasks, nothing that we can continue to follow. So we're not going to get bigger and make no money, okay, unless we implement those things. And lastly, fear is costing you freedom. Let go. Let go. Relinquish control. Okay? Control. You got to let it go. All right? You're not the only person who can do it. And if you are the only person that can do it, then you're not a good teacher because you should be able to teach somebody how to do what you do, baby. You are the visionary. So your job is to keep seeing. Everyone else's job is your job is to write the vision and make it plain so that the other people who read it can run. Hello, come on, good scripture. Now, if you are serious about all of these things and getting these things done, I told you already, sign up for the free masterclass. I'd love to see you in the free class. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe in the comments. Let me know what you think the most important SOP for your business is, or what you have already that you need to put into your business as well. I also would love to see you guys on my other platforms. If you want to get to know me a little better, give me a follow on Instagram. I'm always posting stories, y'all. I'm on a weight loss journey. We already down 26 pounds. Okay? But next week, I am going to be showing you why your business isn't growing, even if you're working your behind off, okay? And how to fix that. So you don't want to miss it. Give me a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. All money in, long money